Okay, day 2. Sorry for the weird camera angle. I mean, I guess I'm not really gonna be watching these, especially when I'm older. I'll probably just be listening to them. But yeah, camera angle is a little weird today because I can't find a spot to put my phone on, like my dash or anywhere else in my car where it like wouldn't fall down, and all the other spots are like kind of weird. And I want to be able to talk while I'm driving because it feels kind of like a waste of time to just like sit in the parking lot for 15 minutes. So we'll see if it holds right here. I'm kind of covering my speedometer. No, I'm not covering my speedometer. I'm fine. But yeah, day 2. What's going on today? Had a little numerical modeling lecture. That was pretty chill. We're going into 2D space now. We've been doing all our modeling on a oh, this person's parallel parking. Take your time, young sir. You got it. Yes, sir. Is that a woman? No, it actually was a young sir. Yeah, essentially like we're increasing our grid. So we've been doing temperature propagation and like modeling that through just like a standard diffusion equation or like a standard conductivity equation. So it's with the divergence times gradient of kappa t or whatever. And we're going from 1D to 2D with our grid. So all of our like discrete divergence and gradient and like averaging operators, those little matrices that you'll multiply your solution vector by, or that you use to find your solution vector when you're solving the linear system. We have to upgrade those all to be 2-dimensional, which is not as trivial as one might think. You kind of have to think about it for a little bit, see what it means. What else? Worked out this morning. It's kind of it was a pretty good workout actually. I got a real good sweat in and everything. But I ran last night and that run last night kind of killed me for this morning's workout. And so research today. I'm gonna be at work for a while because I don't have class got canceled tomorrow morning and my assignment got extended. So there's Lucero. I probably shouldn't say people's names on here. Yeah, my assignment got extended, so I just got the whole day to work on research. There's a new grad student, a prospective grad student coming into our group. Let's probably meet that guy. He's really wanting to do like planetary stuff, so like Europa, kind of planetary science. But kind of the path to doing that is Earth analogs. So finding environments on Earth that are, similar to Europa, and studying those first, and then using what you learned in those to study Europa. Man, I had coffee and I'm still feeling kind of dead, to be honest. This is gonna be a very chill little video. But yeah, he's coming in, so I'll probably meet that guy today and talk to him a little bit, I guess. And then let's see, a coworker of mine was going through some old data and he showed me this weird radar profile. It had all of these really there was a couple spots along this kind of like lineament, this line, and the line, it wasn't a single radar line, but it was a bunch of spots between radar lines, and if you do the geometry, it's in a pretty distinct line, and the dielectric constant is calculated from the reflectivity. So basically the dielectric constant is some constant of the material that kind of dictates how a electromagnetic wave, in our case like a radio wave, propagates through it. And the dielectric constant of ice, I believe, is modulated by the temperature and the chemistry, and also like the roughness at the bed, and kind of the geometry of the ice. But essentially it's showing me these spots where the dielectric constant would just I believe shoot down really low, and then it would go right back up again. It was this very narrow anomaly, and it's right next to a volcano over in the area of Antarctica that I'm interested in. And so I'm gonna check that out today. It's in like a whole different survey. I'm working with this THW survey, so all these radar lines from this survey back in actually 2004. So this radar, this data is the same exact age as me, which is pretty cool. Maybe some of you watching as well. Maybe it's older than some of you watching. I'm getting pretty old. But yeah, so I'll look into that today. Look into the different survey, see what that data is like. It's real bumpy right here, so you guys might fall over. And then I think I'm gonna do some writing. There's so I'm trying to gather some funding for my research, because I feel like, I don't know, like I don't like the feeling of being financially dependent on my advisor. I know it's normal to be, but it kind of like puts me in a spot where what I get out of research is kind of dependent on him. And like, as much as I love my advisor, I don't really want to be in a position like that. I want to be able to dictate myself what I get out of this research and what I go do and the cool things that I'm gonna go do, or the things that I publish or whatever. Like, of course I want input from my advisor and I want guidance, but I want to be able to, you know, get my own funding so that I have I guess more freedom of choice and what I actually, you know, want to do. My lights are on. Oops. The Tacoma is really nice because when you turn the car off, and if you still have your lights on, it'll turn those lights off, so you don't, wear out your battery. Because sometimes I'll forget to turn the lights off. It's kind of annoying. I'll hit myself in the head, you know. But yeah, essentially, I'm trying to gather some funding, and I submitted an undergrad research proposal, asked for $1,000. I got accepted, which is awesome. And I believe that the section of UT that I'm in, the geology school, if you receive any external funding for research, they'll match it. So basically that money's doubled. As an undergrad, they'll match it. I don't think they match for grad students or anything like that, but as an undergrad, they'll match it, which is nice. So, you know, at most I acquired like $2,000, which is honestly like a huge win. But there's a couple other things that the university does. There's like a big research kind of, what do they call it? It's like a big poster session, and I'm honestly like, I don't know. I don't want to be like too cocky, but I'm like pretty good at making posters. My last poster was pretty fire, and I got a lot of compliments. So, you know, am I gonna win the whole thing and walk away with $5,000? Or not 5,000. Am I gonna walk away with $1,000? You know, I'm gonna say that I am, just to be confident in myself. But it's gonna be like, there's gonna be pretty stiff competition, so I gotta bring it if I'm gonna do that. That's like the second week of April, first week of April. I think it's like April 7th or 8th. And then there's also this like video presentation, and this one gives you a lot of money. So if you win this, you get $5,000, which is like insane. That would be huge. And that would bring the total to $7 grand, which is like, that's huge. That's huge for my research. I could go, like I could get plane tickets, do field work, whatever I needed to. But essentially, you submit a 2-minute video. It's due in about 2 weeks, maybe a little less than 2 weeks now, and I'm just kind of now finding out about it. So, you know, if I do want to submit something for that, I gotta hustle. But But it seems pretty cool, and I'm trying to brainstorm some ideas of like how I'm gonna actually communicate my research problem and kind of show some of my results in the video, but still make it kind of like understandable by somebody. Like I want to make it very animated, and then maybe like the thing is, I'm going to Washington this weekend to see my dad, and there's a lot of like formerly subglacial landscapes, so they're now deglaciated, so there's no more glaciers on top of them, but there's a lot of like, you know, bed morphology, so the shape of the rocks on the surface, maybe some like geologic features on the surface that are from ice cover, you know, 20,000 years ago during the Ice Age. And I'm thinking that I could go around to some of those, take some videos, do some cinematography. What's the word? Basically take some like cool shots, and then try to incorporate that into the video somehow. Because when you're doing geology, the whole, I guess, appeal of geology and earth science is that people can like see what you like, the thing that you're studying, people can just go out and walk and see. When you're doing like AI or electrical engineering or something like that, it's kind of hard to, you know, for people to go out and actually see that thing. They're kind of disconnected from it. So you could say anything you want, and people are just gonna kind of be like, oh yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess it sounds cool. But with geology, it's like, hey, you see that hill over there? You know how there's a hill here, and there's a hill, and then there's a valley below the hill. This is why that formed. And then people are like, oh, okay, that makes like intuitive sense. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's just like very grounded in our everyday lives, I think. And a lot of people don't even realize it, you know. But anyways, that's like the kind of public appeal of geology, I would say, in earth science. Because geology is kind of not broad enough of a word. I think earth science might be better. But anyways, yeah, those are most of the thoughts. There's a Subaru like tailing me. He's a real impatient guy. I do need to let him pass me though, so I can exit. What's it? Is he from? I don't think that was a Texas license plate. I don't know, dude. People are impatient. Patience is a virtue, my friend. That's about it. So I guess the goals today, if I had to like list any goals, the video's getting pretty long now, but if I had to list any goals, probably be looking into the radar stuff, trying to get a concrete. Oh, there's another essay I have to write for some travel funding. So I guess it's like with all those things that I need to write about, getting like a concrete idea of what's this guy doing. Sorry, sometimes people are like dumb drivers, and I gotta lock in to not crash into them. I gotta slow down here. Concrete goals of today. Okay, look at the other radar survey. Look at those weird spots of low dielectric constant. Try to reconcile that with, you know, surface velocity data of the ice, and maybe some other things like bed elevation, things like that. See where the volcanoes are in conjunction with that. So just some basic analysis of those weird survey lines, and then get some concrete ideas for the video and the research poster, and let's see. And I gotta study a little bit for school. I'm pretty behind in my inverse problems class, and that was supposed to be the class that I was like most on top of, because I like, you know, went out of my way to try to get into this graduate level class, and had to email the professor and everything, and now I'm like slacking in it. It's kind of ironic. So catch up with that. So I guess finding concrete goals, some basic analysis of those lines, probably some radar picking as well, because I need to keep up with my own project. So continue to radar pick for a little bit. It doesn't have to be for a long time. Just, you know, stack some bricks. Shit, I gotta lock in here. What the hell are you doing? I hate that. I hate how people, like, they'll miss their turn and they'll just be like, no, I'm not gonna miss this turn. And then they'll like dead stop in the middle of the road and then like try to change lanes. And they'll just sit there until someone lets them over. And they're just like, well, fuck you to everybody behind me. It's really annoying. People are very inconsiderate drivers. I mean, just like turn somewhere else. You know, you missed your turn. It happens. Yeah, that's about it. Concrete goals. So radar picking, survey lines. Radar picking, survey lines. Probably talk to the grad student a little bit. I mean, that's not like a goal. It's probably gonna happen though. And then I already forgot. I don't know. My brain's a mess today. I'll remember later. And I'll probably get better at like talking in these videos. It's probably pretty incoherent right now, or like you would hear me like repeat the same things over and over and over again. Part of that's because I'm driving and I gotta like, I don't know. It's not like I'm driving through the suburbs. Like I actually gotta pay attention a little bit, because Austin traffic is pretty crazy. I mean, it's not the worst ever, but yeah, you know, it could be much worse. So I gotta be grateful for what I have, happy with what I have, whatever. But it does require you to lock in every now and then. Yeah, all right. I just got here, so that's the video. I'll probably make a little follow-up. I mean, I don't want to make these videos like too boring, so I'll probably make a little follow. It's like too long. But yeah, I'll probably follow up when I get back to my car from work tonight and just like try to reconcile some of my goals, you know, just like, or reflect on what I accomplished, what I set out to do versus what I actually accomplished today. And that's good because it kind of helps you like get some more realistic expectations for what you can actually accomplish in a day. I'm pretty bad at that. Like I'll set out to do a ton in one day and I'll do like half of it and then I'll feel bad about that day. But it's like, you just set out to do too much. Like you were working the whole day and you were working like you were being fairly productive while you were working, but yeah, you just set out to do too much. So I think a little bit of reflection on that will be good. And then maybe you can reflect on some mistakes you made. Maybe I like, you know, maybe I went to the bathroom, played chess on my phone for too long, wasted some time. I'm usually pretty good about staying focused at work, but maybe I like another project started to take up too much time. Maybe I spent too much time on one thing. So if I wanted to do like 4 things today, then I should like divvy up the time to kind of how long that's going to take and try to divvy them up equally. Maybe I spent like all my time on the first thing and I was just being a perfectionist about it when really I didn't really need to. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys. So I recorded like a whole 2 minutes and then I didn't realize I had my phone in a pretty bad spot. So it's probably hard for you guys to hear me. I was like covering the mic up. But it's nighttime now. It's about 8:10 p.m. I got to work at around like 12:30, I think. So pretty full work day. I'm leaving early though. Even though I probably would have stayed here later, but my arms started to like break out in hives, and my legs as well. So I don't know if it's an allergic reaction to something in the office, or I ate something weird. It was really strange. And there's a measles outbreak going on, but I got my measles shot as a kid, so like I shouldn't get it, right? Like, I don't know. So I got an appointment for tomorrow, a pretty clutch doctor appointment for tomorrow morning at 8:30. So I got to go to bed early for that. But research. I met the new grad student. He was a real cool guy, real smart physics guy. I was showing him some Antarctica stuff, and he thought it was pretty cool. Honestly, spent a lot of time, like, I went to lunch with my advisor and that new grad student, and that took out a big chunk of time in my day. But I thought it was important to meet the new grad student. And I hadn't spent time with my advisor for a little while, so it was nice to go get lunch. And packed my lunch today, brought some food, didn't eat all of it, but it was still pretty clutch to have food here. Usually I'll just like try to power through eating nothing, and I don't even know why I do that. It's so stupid. Let's see. I looked at those weird radar lines. I did some pretty basic analysis. Probably not as much as I should have. I just started to realize that the lines that I was looking at are fairly far away from my actual region of interest for this project I'm working on right now. So I don't know, it started to seem like a bit of a waste of time at this current moment. Later down the line, I would love to look into that. It looks pretty cool, but as of right now, I think it's kind of it's a tangential, like, pulling me away from what really matters. I did some radar picking today, so I accomplished that goal. Not a ton, but I think enough to be relatively happy with my progress. I got a little bit of that travel grant essay done. I was actually writing when I started to break out into hives, so I was like accomplishing the third goal of the day. I think I honestly could have done everything a bit quicker. Like, I could have gotten all those goals done within the first like 4 hours. Maybe not 4 hours, but like within the first 5 hours I was there. But it was basically, I got there and then we went to lunch with that grad student. So like when we got back, that was when it was time to work. And I got I won this fellowship for like $600 for my research. And they submitted back the feedback. So I was reading the feedback, and I don't know, I won it, so I'm not like salty or anything, but they gave me some feedback on this section and some other things, and I was trying to like fix it. I should have just let that be. You know, it's a distraction from the actual goals I want to accomplish today, because I spent some time on that. And it's not bad that, like, it's a good thing I spent time on that. And my reasoning was kind of like, I just read it, it's fresh in my head. But I don't know, I could have read it at a different date, approached it on a different day when I had that goal to improve my fellowship proposal for another fellowship that I might write it for, you know, down the line. But I kind of got distracted today, and I got to come in, write down on a piece of paper, like, literally, these are the goals. This is the amount of time you need to spend on this one, and this one. And then see if you can do that. And then I feel like the more I do that, the better I'll get at kind of gauging, like, how much time I need to spend on one thing. Because right now, it's not totally incoherent and messy, but it's a little bit disorganized. And, you know, things are always better when you organize them. My colleague hasn't gotten back to me with the modeling stuff yet. But I sent a preemptive, it's going to send at 8 a.m. tomorrow, kind of like a, hey, just wanted to check in, don't mean to pester you, just wanted to offer a helping hand if you need anything. But the problem is that the model he's using is like such a black box, because I don't think he knows how it works super well. He definitely knows how it works, but the people that designed it are like really cautious about letting people from other institutions use it. And so it's kind of hard like I can't use it on my own. I have to go through him, but he's got a million other things to do. So it's like anytime I want to make just an incremental amount of progress on this project, it's like I gotta wait. Like, so this past time it took me a week because I had so many assignments and stuff, and I had so many other things going on that week. It took me a week to respond to his email, and then it's taken him almost another week to hopefully respond to mine. So it's just like I have a lot going on, he has a lot going on, and it'd be so much easier if I could just run the model on my own time, or just create my own ice model. Like I could always do that as well. I guess I don't have to use his, but his is, I mean, it's tried, it's true, it's tested, it's robust. There's like genuine experts that help make it, and it would just be so much easier to use that, like than come up with my own model in, you know, the span of 2 months, because I got 2 months to come up with that poster, right? And then I have like a month to give my talk. And this isn't gonna work, this kind of like waiting a week and then like taking a week to respond to him and then waiting another week for him to respond to me. It's like every step takes 2 weeks. Like that's just not gonna cut it. I need to cut down on that time. And yeah, it's just like I have a lot of time when you look at it on paper, I guess, but in my head I'm like, well, you know, like even if it went fast, like if we were really making progress, it's gonna take like 3 days for him to respond, 1 or 2 days for me to respond, 3 days for him to respond. That's a real fast pace, you know. So I don't know, it's hard when both of us have so many things pulling us in any which direction. And it's real frustrating too. It feels like we're making progress a lot slower than we could. So anyways, yeah, I need to talk to him a little bit. But it should be fine. I mean, he's such a nice guy, and we're friends, so I don't think there'll be any problems, and I'm sure we'll come to something. I just need to let him know how I feel. Did I accomplish my goals today? What would I give myself today? Oh, there's a gray fox. I've never seen that at work. Wow. It's huge, too. What a beautiful animal. It's kind of cool to sit in your car and see all the animals. It's probably chasing the scent of that rabbit from earlier. I wonder if it's going to catch it. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, you know, patience is a virtue. You got to stay patient with these things, and you know, you can't let it all get to your head. Like, you got to stay in flow state. You can't be in this mindset with these things that take so long. You can't have an impatient mindset. You can't have a mindset of, I need to make progress right now, right now, right now. It's like, I'm going to stack this brick today, and I'm going to do it in like, you know, some sort of pseudo flow state where I'm just focused on this present brick right now, and I'm going to stack this brick right now. Because you're just going to drive yourself crazy if you think you're going to make a ton of progress every day. That's just not how this stuff works. And even if you're moving at a fast pace, it's still going to take a while. And if you move at a fast pace, there's a higher chance you're going to get something wrong, you're going to screw up somewhere. And so it's always sometimes not even worth moving at such a fast pace. You know, just take your time with it. Let yourself soak in the research and the learning and the material, and really appreciate the thing that you are studying. Because it's not just your job to a degree. It's like you're passionate about this thing. Like, let yourself kind of be a nerd about it. Let yourself be passionate about it. Let yourself feel good. Let yourself be in awe of this system, you know. I think that's what this is all about, and you shouldn't lose that, because that's how you get a stick up your butt. And when you get a stick up your butt, you're just kind of annoy everyone else around you, and you annoy yourself. And just let yourself be grateful, and grateful for the effort you put in today, and then try to just get incrementally better day after day after day. There's not much else to it, just try to stay relaxed and focused. And if you need to go home early because you start breaking out in hives, probably a good idea to go home early. Get some water, get some rest, come back even better the next day. You got to play the long game. It's a sprint. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And it's so cliche, but it's true. It's true. No, they really turned off the lights now. Yeah, I mean, essentially it. I think I would give myself a B- for today. Wow, yeah, you guys really can't see me. Should I turn on my car? I don't know if I want to turn on my car. I mean, the dark is fine. You guys probably don't care. Yeah, B-, maybe a C+. I got to get it to... I mean, you can't have an A+ every day, but I think consistent, like, A- to B+ is, like, what I'm looking for. And I think just, like, the only reason... I think B-, because I had so many different things pulling me in different directions today, and, revising the proposal wasn't it wasn't like I read manga on my phone in the bathroom or something, or I was working on research. It just wasn't the exact goal that I wanted to do today. So it's like, stay focused. And then the lunch today, yeah, it wasted a decent chunk of my day, but especially because my advisor really likes to talk, and so when you go to lunch with him, you're gonna be there for a while. But what was I saying? But I thought it was good. I thought it was necessary because I got to meet the new grad student, and I mean, I'm gonna be sharing an office with that new grad student, or with that guy for the next year or 2 years, depending on what the next couple months hold as far as my future here. But I think it's good to good to talk to him. And that's about it. Yeah, so honestly, give myself like a solid B- or B, to be honest. Like, maybe even a B+, all things considered. Like, the only thing that was wrong was that I maybe wasn't as, like, goal-oriented as I thought I was. Like, I should have written the goals up on a piece of paper, put that piece of paper, like, literally taped it to my monitor screen, and then been like, this is what you got to get done today. So I wasn't as, like, focused on exactly what I needed to get done. And I just kind of, like, felt like, oh, I'll remember. And I didn't make, like, I said it on camera, but, you forget as soon as you start, like, walking for I mean, like, from where I park normally, it's like a 10-minute walk to my office. So as soon as I get to the end of that walk, I, like, totally forget, like, everything I had said on camera. So, yeah. And, so I gotta, like, really write it down and be like, this is what you gotta do. And then the other thing was working on the proposal when I should have been working on other things, like the writing and stuff. And then the other things were out of my control, like the breaking out in hives. Like, I can't control that, but I can control taking care of myself and going home when my body's literally in distress. Because it's different than, like, oh, I'm stressed out right now. If you're stressed out, just solve the problem, or, like, go try and solve the problem that's stressing you out. But if, like, your body is literally under, like, distress, like, you have a fever, or you're, like, like you have the worst cough ever, or you're just like dying of fatigue, you like barely eaten anything that day, or like you're breaking out in hives, go home, dude. Like, you can always take it back the next day, or you can keep working on it at home if you feel okay at home. But just, give your body a break, give your body a rest. You're a creature of flesh, and flesh has its limits. But anyways, yeah, that's about it for today. I guess for anybody out there, just like, most things are a marathon, they're not a sprint, I would say. Especially things that are like a day-to-day grind. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Take care of yourself. But try to stay focused, like, it can be a sprint in the moment. You can have like momentary sprints. You can have, boom, 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 this is what I'm going to get done today. And then try to stay focused on those goals. And it's about continuously being like, okay, what would I rate today? And it's like, oh, I'd rate myself a D- today. That's okay. You don't have to get discouraged. Just make tomorrow a C. That's all there is. Just make tomorrow a little bit better. And then the day after that, make it a C+. And then the day after that, make it a B. The day after that, make it a B+. And then an A. And then an A+, right? And then it might go back down. You might have a bad day and you're like, man, I got myself an F. Like, I didn't work on anything today. That's okay. That's okay. Make it an A+ the next day. You already know what an A+ looks like, right? Marathon, not a sprint. Patience is a virtue. Don't feel entitled to anything. Nobody owes you anything. You got to go out there and grind for yourself and get it for yourself. And just because you grind doesn't mean you're entitled to it either. You have to do a good job as well. Things are normally a meritocracy, and you can grind all you want, but if you're not improving, you're not getting better, you're not doing as good a job as you should, then you're gonna fall behind no matter what. So, grind harder, or grind smarter, not harder. Still grind, still work hard, but work harder, or work smarter, not harder. It's not even about working smart, like not working as hard. It's like just 1% improving every day. Like, try to just improve a little bit every day and reflect upon the day. Take, what is this, 20 minutes? Take 20 minutes to just talk to yourself and just reflect on the day, What did I do good? What did I do bad? Because you'll feel so much less bad about the stuff you normally feel bad about, I feel like. Because you get it out there and you're like, oh, it's really not that big a deal. I can just make it better the next day. And I know how, because I talked to myself about it. And like I'm able to get it out there and think about it and be like, okay, this is what I can fix. Like, for me, I used to be so fatigued when I came into work. So fatigued. And I'd be so fatigued, and I'd just try to push through, and like my brain wouldn't work. My brain would shut off at like 5 p.m. I need to go get caffeine. And when you get caffeine at 5 p.m., your sleep is all fucked up. So I was just like, all right, so it was like, all right, I can either go out to eat at like one of the fast food restaurants nearby, or I can suffer here and my brain's not even going to work and I'm not even going to be able to do my job. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Jimmy John's and get a sandwich. And that turned into a habit. And then I started to gain weight because I'm eating unhealthy every day. And I'm still feeling kind of like shit because it's not good for you food. It's not healthy food. And so today I was just like, fuck that, dude. I'm going to pack my own lunch. And I packed my own lunch and I felt so much better. So much better. I bring a water bottle so I was hydrated. So much better. It's just that. It's the little things. It's the little things. Because the little things stack up. Because I've been at this for 2.5 years, and for a lot of that time, I did not do a good job, to be honest. And I'm just now kind of like, all right, let's make it, a little bit better every day. A little bit better every day. Let's be more consistent. Let's start this YouTube thing. Let's little bit better every day. And I don't know, I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but you kind of get the point. And if I don't stop talking now, I'm going to keep talking until my phone dies, which is going to be like, in another 10 minutes. So I'll let you guys go. It's going to be a pretty long video today, like 40 minutes. It's kind of like a before work and after work reflection. And this might be like become like a pretty normal thing. And then on the weekends when there's nobody in there, or like late night, I'll bring you guys in there with me. I'll show you kind of like the office digs and what I do specifically. But until then, yeah, just enjoy yourselves, enjoy life, be grateful for what you have. Here's a quote from Marcus Aurelius. Think about the things that you have and think about how much you would want them if you didn't have them. That's not like a direct quote, but it's a paraphrase. But you get the point. Like, think about what you have right now and how much you would yearn for it if you didn't have it. Working legs, working lungs, working heart, working kidneys, working liver. Maybe you work out a lot and you have a good physique. Maybe you have an amazing girlfriend. Think about the things that you have that you feel grateful for. And just think about those things. Don't think about what you don't have. Think about what you have right now. And then try to think about how much would I want this thing if I didn't have it. And it just makes you feel so much more grateful for everything that you have. Literally everything. Because it's all about being happy right now. Anyways, choose happiness, my friends. Till next time.